Welcome to chemistry class. Last class we have seen the packing efficiency in simple cubic unit cell. That is, the atoms are occupied by corners and how much space is occupied by the constituent atoms or ions or molecules, that is given set as packing efficiency. So packing efficiency is nothing but the percentage of total volume occupied by constituent spheres gives the packing efficiency of an arrangement, and the formula used to find that packing fraction of efficiency is total volume occupied by spheres in a unit cell divided by volume of the unit cell into 100. For a simple cubic unit cell, already we have seen the packing efficiency is 52.31 percentage. Now we are going to see the packing efficiency or packing fraction in body centered cubic arrangement. In body centered cubic arrangement, you know very well that these these are occupied, the corners are occupied by atoms and also at the body center. Here in body centered cubic arrangement, the first layer it occupied by one type of spheres, and the second layer, the spheres in second layer, it fit the depression formed in the first layer. And next above, this is B type, this is A type arrangement, B type arrangement, and above that the third layer is same A type arrangement, and this is an example, this is the body centered cubic arrangement. Layer A, B and A. And if you look at any atom, if you look at this center atom, it is, if you look at this atom, it is surrounded by 4 atoms and below also surrounded by 4 atoms. So the coordination number of body centered cubic arrangement is 8. Now let us draw the diagonal, and you will know very well that in simple cubic arrangement, the atoms at the corners are touched by other atom present at another corner. But here in this body centered cubic arrangement, the atoms present in the corners will not be touched by other in the corner, but all the 8 atoms present at the corners will be touched by the atom present at the body center. Now let us see how to draw the diagram. Here. Now you draw like this. And then draw straight lines. Then you draw. So this is the cube you are going to draw. And we know that these are the edges. And in cubic unit cell, the edges are same. So all the length of the edges are A on all the sides. Now let us consider this corner an atom is present, and this corner present, and here also an atom is present, and here and here and here. And this corner, if you look at this corner, it is touched by like this. And now this is the atom present at this corner and this corner. And now let us see the atom present at the center. It touches the atoms present at the corners like this. It forms a sphere like this. And now let us consider the radius. Here we cannot take this length as just we have taken in simple cubic unit cell. Here, since in simple cubic unit cell, this atom will touch this atom at the corner, and we have taken as R and R, A equal to 2R. But here, since if you look at this diagonal part, the radius of the sphere is R, and the radius of this sphere, the body center sphere is 2R, and here it is R. Okay. Now here, if you look at this, it forms a right angle triangle. It forms a right angle triangle A, B, C. And here in triangle ABC, right angle triangle ABC, we know very well that according to the Pythagoras theorem, AC squared is equal to AB squared plus BC squared. And here AC equal to square root of AB squared plus BC squared. And here AC equal to nothing but the AB, the edge length of AB is A squared, and BC is also A, it is A squared. So here it is 2A squared and AC equal to square root of 2A. And now if you take the triangle ACG, this ACG, and here AG equal to AG squared equal to triangle ACG, AG squared equal to AC squared plus CG squared. And here if you look at that AG squared, it is equal to 4R. 1R plus 2R plus here 1R, it is 4R. Equal to AC squared. AC squared is nothing but we have already found AC squared, square root of 2A. So AC squared equal to square root of 2A the whole squared plus CG squared, bond length is A squared. So square root of this value will give the AG value. So AG equal to square root of this AC squared plus CG squared. So 4R equal to square root of 2A the whole square plus A squared. It is equal to 2A squared plus A squared equal to square root of 3A squared. And here AG equal to square root of 3A. AG equal to square root of 3A. And here we know very well that AG is equal to 4R. So 4R equal to 3A, square root of 3A. So R equal to square root of 3 by 4A. So we have find the R value. The value of R equal to square root 3 by 4A, and volume of the sphere with radius R equal to 4 by 3 pi R cube, and R value is root 3 by 4A. So substituting this R value here in the volume of the sphere, the equation, the value becomes root 3 by 16 pi A cube. Now we know that in a body centered arrangement the total number of atoms is 2. So 2 into square root of 3 pi A cube by 16 equal to root 3 pi A cube by 8. Now we know what is meant by acting fraction is nothing but total volume occupied by the constituent spheres divided by volume of a single sphere. So root 3 by 8 pi A cube divided by A cube into 100. So here when you calculate these values, the answer is found to be 68%. And in body centered cubic unit cell, the total volume occupied by the constituent is 68%. The remaining space is empty. Now let us pass on to the packing efficiency in face centered arrangement. Here in face centered arrangement, if you draw the diagram like this, here you know very well that the atom present at the corner won't be touched by each other. It won't be touched by each other. But the atom which is present at the face center of the space will touch all the 4 spheres like this. It touches all the 4 atoms present at the corner. So here a single atom present at the center of the face touches the atoms present at the 4 corners, but the atoms present at the corners will not be touched by another atom present at this corner. Like that, all the 4 sides, the diagram is like this. And here you know very well that in this also, let us consider this as A, B and C. This is C, and the edge length is, since it belongs to simple cubic unit cell, so edge length is equal to A. Now if you look at here, this part, if you part here, it is one sphere, one atom here, and the atom here it is 2 1. So AC squared, according to Pythagoras theorem, AC squared is equal to AB squared plus BC squared. So the value of AC equal to 4R. Now here AC equal to A squared plus A squared equal to 2A squared. So AC equal to square root of 2A. And we know that AC value is 4R equal to square root of 2A. So R equal to A square root 2 by 4. Now volume of the sphere is, volume of the sphere with radius R equal to 4 by 3 pi R cube. The value of R is nothing but square root 2A by 4 the whole cube. When you calculate this value substituting R value here, it becomes equal to square root 2 pi A cube by 24. And we know where the total number of atom spheres present in single FCC unit cell is 4. So volume occupied by all spheres in FCC unit cell 4 into square root 2 pi A cube by 24 equal to square root 2 pi A cube by 6. Now packing efficiency is nothing but total volume occupied by all spheres in FCC unit cell divided by single volume, single sphere, volume occupied by single sphere. So substituting these values here, the packing efficiency is found to be 74%. Next one is radius ratio, and the structure of an ionic compound, it depends on stoichiometry and size of the ions. Generally, in ionic crystal, anions are bigger. It is present in close packed arrangements, and cations occupy the voids. Voids means depression or void space in between the constituent. The space present is called as voids. And the radius of cation and anion Rc plus divided by Ra minus plays an important role in determining the structure. And look at the tableau column here. Here are the values of the ratio between radius of cation and anion is given as, and its coordination number, what will be the structure, and example is given. If the radius, the ratio of the radius is in between 0.155 to 0.225, the coordination number will be 3 and the structure is trigonal planar structure, and one example is B2O3, and the radius ratio is 0.225 to 0.414 and the coordination number will be 4 and the structure is tetrahedral structure, example is zinc sulfide. And if the radius ratio is 0.414 to 0.732, coordination number is 6 and the structure is octahedral, example is NaCl. And if the radius ratio is 0.732 to 1, the coordination number is 8 and that is cubic structure, example is CaCl. Generally, if when a crystal is formed, we cannot expect the crystal to be perfect. So here it may have some defects. So these defects, it affects the physical and chemical properties of the solid. Now when some impurities are present in a crystal, it may increase the electrical conductivity of a semiconductor material like silicon. The same way magnetic materials like Ferromagnetic materials like iron, nickel, etc. also magnetized and demagnetized due to the presence of imperfection. And this crystal defects, it is classified into four types. One is point defect, next line defect, and interstitial defects and volume defects. And now we are going to concentrate only on point defect. It is classified into stoichiometric defect, non-stoichiometric defect, and impurity defect. So stoichiometric defect means it is balanced. The number of cations and anions is balanced. Non-stoichiometric, it is not balanced. And this stoichiometric defect is further classified into Schottky defect and Frankel defect. And this stoichiometric defects also called as intrinsic defect or thermodynamic defect. Here, in stoichiometric ionic crystal, it may have this effect may be arise due to the missing of anions or cations, anions and cations, or the anions or cations may occupy the interstitial space. But in both the case, it is the crystal is neutral. It contains same number of cations and anions. First one we are going to see is Schottky effect, and this effect arises due to missing of equal number of cation and anions, and the stoichiometry is not changed. And here if you have it, the anions and cations may have similar size, and say it contains same number of cations and anions, so this crystal is neutral. And this may have, say, if large defect is present, it may lower the density of the crystal. So here, for example, in vanadium monoxide, the density is found to be 6.5 gram per centimeter cube, but the actual experimental density value is 5.6 gram per centimeter cube. Here 14% Schottky effect in this vanadium monoxide crystal. Here, like this, in this presence of this defect in the crystal, it provides a simple way by which atoms or ions can move within the crystal lattice. If you look at the diagram here, example is NaCl crystal, and the cation is smaller. The size of the cation as well as anion is somewhat similar. And here, if one anion is missing, here will be one cation will be missing here. So this defect arises due to the missing of cations and anions. So same number of cations and same number of anions will be missed, and this defect is called as Schottky defect. Is Frankel defect. This is a stoichiometric defect, and this arises due to the dislocation of ions. And these dislocation of ions, which is dislocated, it occupies the interstitial space. And generally, if the size of anion is larger than cation, this defect arises. And since it contains same number of anions and cations, this crystal is neutral. And example of this crystal is AgBr. But what is the difference between Schottky defect and Frankel defect? Size. Here, if the cations and anions have similar size, Schottky defect arises, and missing of cations and anions takes place there. But in Frankel defect, dislocation of ions, it occupies the interstitial space, and size of anion is larger than cation. Look at the diagram here, AgBr. Here in this, it should be occupied by Ag plus ion, but this place Ag plus is missing, and instead of occupying here, it occupies the space in between. This space is called as interstitial space, and this Ag plus ions it occupies here. Similar way, how it may dislocate and it may occupy in the interstitial space, and it is neutral since it contains same number of cations and anions. It is neutral. And if you look at the density, the density differs, but here no change in density. Next one is, what we are going to see is non-stoichiometric defect, and here the defect is called as metal excess defect. And the metal excess defect, it arises due to the presence of more number of metal ions than anions. So plus ion is more, minus ion is less. And where it takes place? It takes place in crystals like alkali metal halides, NaCl, KCl. But here also the electricity is neutral. And the anionic vacancy is equal to cation or presence of extra cation and electron in interstitial position. Now, for example, when sodium chloride is heated in presence of sodium vapor, here in sodium chloride, on heating in presence of sodium vapor, it will be changes into Na plus ion and Cl minus ion, and this Na plus ion will come to the surface. So when it comes to the surface, like this it comes. So here this the Cl minus ions will diffuse, come out of its place, and it combined with Na plus ion. So Cl minus will be changed into Cl plus E minus, and this electron will occupy the place occupied by Cl minus ion. Look at this diagram. Here this Na plus ion, when it is heated, NaCl crystal is heated in presence of Na sodium vapor. So here Na plus ion is formed and it comes to the surface of the crystal and it gets deposited there. Now, since sodium deposited on the surface, the Cl minus ion will diffuse to the surface from its lattice point and it combines with Na plus ion. In such a case, the Cl minus ion loses its electron and this electron will be lost, it will be occupied by the place occupied by chloride ion. So here the vacancy created by Cl minus ion will be occupied by electron. So such anionic vacancies which are occupied by unpaired electron is called as F centers. Usually in this type of crystal, the Na plus ion will be excess. So the formula for sodium chloride will be, in this defect, is Na 1 plus X Cl. Na 1 plus X Cl will be the formula. So since here cation is more than anion. So another example is zinc chloride. It is colorless room temperature. When it is heated in presence, it becomes yellow in color. So when it gets heated up, this zinc oxide changes into Zn2 plus ions and O2 minus ions. And here Zn2 plus ions, it move to the interstitial sites and the electrons will be occupied the position. So this defect is called as metal excess defect. Schematic defect is metal deficiency defect, and here this defect arises due to the presence of less number of cations than anions, and here these cations have variable oxidation state. Example, in FeO crystal, it contains Fe2 plus ion and O2 minus ion. So if Fe3 plus, it will be oxidized to, this Fe2 plus ion will be oxidized to Fe3 plus ion. So in such a case, 2 Fe3 plus ion will be replaced by 3 Fe2 plus ions. So in case of 3 Fe2 plus ions, here 2 Fe3 plus ion will be present here and one place will be vacant. And here also, here some of the Fe2 plus ions are missing from the crystal lattice and the electrical neutrality is maintained and the overall number of Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus ion is less than the O2 minus ions, and the formula is FeXO, and this X value may range from 0.93 to 0.98. Look at the diagram here. Here this is Fe2 plus ions and this is Fe3 plus ions. So here 3 Fe2 plus ions are missing, and instead of that, here only two Fe3 plus ions are occupying here, but the valency is 6 plus. So 3 into Fe2 plus ion, so 6 plus ions, and here 2 into Fe3 plus ions, here also 6 plus ions only. So one vacant will be created. Okay. And the value ranges from, X value ranges from, FeXO ranges from 0.93 to 0.98. Next point defect is impurity defect. And in this defect, thus we are adding impurity to the ions, and here vacancies will be created in the crystal lattice. For example, when C when cadmium chloride is added to silver chloride, it yields solid solutions with divalent cations Ed2 plus ions. It occupies the position of Ag plus ions. So here what happens, if in place of one Ag plus, if one Cd2 plus ion occupies, and the electrical neutrality will be changed. But in order to neutralize the cation and anion, here same number of Ag plus ion leaves the lattice. So here, if one Cd2 plus ions to occupy the Ag plus ions, so two Ag plus ion will be removed from the lattice. So this produces a cation vacancy in the lattice. Such crystal is called as impurity defect. Here, same type of cations having different valencies in metal deficiency defect, but in impurity defect, and new different type of cation is added. So to Ag plus ion, Cd2 plus ion is added.